Long before the first fire was lit, before the first name was ever spoken, there was life, wild, unforgiving, and eternal. In a tale where even the most vicious hunters become the prey of their own hunt. A story of two lone apex predators joining forces on the brink of survival. Welcome to the world of... This is a short film about two lone Saurophaganax becoming a pack together. Narrated and directed and filmed by Private Potato from Cakespotates. In the hot dry lands, we find two dinosaurs in the brink of a standoff. With having the same need of hunger and prey present, they team up and form an alliance. In a realm where only the strongest survive, here, alliances are forged in blood, enemies are made in every step, and legends are written in the ruins of fallen giants. In this harsh, rugged world, any meal could be their last. They must not choose, but survive. Our pair closes in on a small, weak Allosaurs. This will be their first, but many successful hunts together. This small Allosaurus will not last them long. The two Saurophaganax must keep hunting. As they wander this terrain together, their bond grows. The sun beated down heavy on our group. Suddenly, they hear a noise. It's a baby Triceratops, an easy meal for our pair. With one swift connecting bite, our baby trike is subdued and another meal has come. But even with this victory, it is small and our pair is still not satisfied. They must now travel to an oasis in search of water. On the verge of dehydration, they have finally made it. They let out a loud, screeching roar, celebrating their successful hunts together and their fresh drinking water they found. Not only did they find an oasis, they found something much more valuable. While drinking, one of the Saurophaganax notices something across the oasis. They begin to close in on their next victim. Moments ago, these two were complete lone wolves, and now they are a coordinated pair. This will be one of their biggest challenges yet. They begin circling the tortoise to confuse it. Unlike their previous hunts, this tortoise is fully grown. It will put up a fight and will bite back. They must be careful. With immense teamwork, they go in bite after bite, taking turns assaulting the tortoise. In this moment, they have never felt more like a team. The tortoise goes in for a bite, sending our Saurophaganax running and bleeding. Bleeding and weak, this Saurophaganax comes back hard into this fight. They both begin closing and biting it from front and behind, trading hit for hit with this brutal tortoise. The tortoise shell may be very strong, but with every bite it is slowly and slowly becoming weaker and closer to its final breath. With a satisfying last chomp, the tortoise is done. They stand strong, proud, and victorious. They roar in victory, for this is one of their greatest catches yet. And they start to engorge on their large trophy. With having a kill this large, their hunger will be satisfied. Now, with bellies full of meat, they must find a new place safe from any predators to rest for the night. Victorious but fairly wounded, they walk with pride. They must tread with caution until they are fully healed. The Saurophaganax pack travels deeper and deeper into the drylands. Finally, after hours on hours of running, they've made it to the land cross between the drylands and the savanna. Will this new land bring prosper to our pair or be their ultimate downfall? As the sun began to set, our pair still traveled looking for a safe place to rest for the night. They arrive in a grassy field. This should be safe for them for tonight. For tomorrow will bring them many challenges and struggles they must prepare. As our pair awake, they wake up very rested, but very hungry as well. Upon standing, they do a head flick. This is a friendly, comforting gesture. They must venture to new areas for bigger, healthier food sources. Swimming is not the Phaganax's strong suit, but they will when they need to. A beneficial trait our dinosaurs have, the Saurophaganax, is being related to the Allosaurs. They share a digestive trait with them that allows them to digest bones. This will get them by for now, but they must search for a much bigger food source, even bigger than the turtle they last took. They must keep moving, for the burned forest is only riddled with bones. That won't be enough for them. After miles on miles of traveling land, they have made it to the Green Valley. They pick up on a swampy scent in the air. After traveling far and wide, they finally have their eyes on something. They release a warning roar. In the distance, they see a Suchomimus, a formidable target. This would put up a good fight for them, but also grant them with a bunch of meat. Without wasting any time, they both rush in and start attacking the Suchomimus. The Sucho fights back hard, biting and scratching at our pair. But they won't give up from their hunger. They need this if they want to survive. Trading hit for hit with this Sucho, our Phaganax are starting to get weak. But then, suddenly, the Sucho is on the run. The Sucho is headed for one place and one place only. The one place that it thrives and the Phaganax do not thrive. The water. Time is running out, the Sucho is getting closer and closer to its escape, and they are very, very hungry. But it's too late, the Sucho has made it to the water. The Sucho releases a roar before plummeting deep into the lake. While underneath the water's surface, it is safe from its attackers. The Sucho finally makes it to the other side of the lake in safety. They both roared in frustration, for the Sucho being very wounded and the Phaganax being very hungry still. The other Phaganax is finally caught up from the chase and is full of anger. Across the lake, the Sucho begins to lay down to heal itself. With this opportunity, one of the Phaganax starts rushing across the lake to end this battle once and for all. The Sucho sees this and gets up to counter its attack, rushing back into the water. The Sucho is now hidden and the Phaganax is unaware of the ambush. And suddenly, the Sucho comes up from the bottom of the lake, biting our Saurophaganax in the leg. The Phaganax paddles harder and harder, trying to make it to the other side. The Sucho is closing in, hitting claw strike after claw strike. They are both extremely weak. The Phaganax makes it to the shore, but where did the Sucho go? Outnumbered and fairly wounded, it retreats. The other Phaganax stands up and lets out a territorial roar, letting the Sucho know it's coming for its partner's aid. The Sucho hears this challenge and accepts. Unaware of the danger, the Phaganax rushes in. The Sucho hears the splash of the water and begins to charge in. The Sucho swam fast but silently. The Sucho's ambush sends our Phaganax into complete panic, spinning in the water. It must hurry, it must make it to shore for safety. If not, it might be the Sucho's next meal. Saved by the scales on its back, its partner rushes in, attacking the Sucho, sending it fleeing back into the lake, scared off from the ambush of the other Phaganax. It swims back to shore to rejoin its partner. This final roar is a warning for the Sucho. If it returns, it will be dead. The Sucho retreats deeper and deeper into the lake, looking for a food source to heal itself. It finds itself a hardy fish and retreats to land. Bleeding and very weak, the Sucho begins to consume the fish. Full but very wounded, the Sucho releases a final roar of defeat, before cowardly retreating back into the water. Sadly for our Phaganax, the Sucho does escape and is never seen again. If they have just been quick enough, they could have had the Sucho. Thankfully, making their way down the beach, they stumble upon another large bone pile. This large quantity of bones may hold them over, but not for long. After eating all the bones, they head down to the lake to replenish their thirst from that fierce battle. Their massive shadows ripple over the water as they drink, reminding themselves of their large stature. In this moment of defeat, the Phaganax leave the area in search of new hunting grounds. They must travel to a land where creatures are much larger and sluggish. Unlike the Sucho, which was faster than our Saurophaganax. They may be battered and wounded, but they are very, very determined. They will find and kill the next dinosaur they face. If our pair cannot accomplish this, they will slowly starve to death. They climb higher and higher up the hill, heading deeper into the Green Valley. Suddenly, they hear large footsteps behind them, sending them into an absolute panic. Out of the tree lines emerges a fully grown adult Giganotosaurus, and it is very hungry. They were not expecting to run into something this dangerous. If they are not careful, the Giga will be the end of their reign. They begin to run uphill to get the high ground from the Giga. The Giga is beginning to close in on them. Will this be their end? They've already made it this far. The flight or fight response is kicking in with the Phaganax. They must choose to stand and fight or flee with their lives. They are caught up in a standoff, with the Giga moving in closer and closer. The Phaganax group make their choice. The first one starts to rush in after the Giga. The Giga roars back in challenge. Our pair begins rushing in on either side of the Giga, but the Giga targets the first Phaganax, landing a huge bite on its head. Sending it on the run, it wasn't prepared for an attack like this. The other Phaganax comes rushing in to aid its partner. It rushes in head-on, pitting the Giga up against a tree to get in brutal scratch marks before escaping its bite. The Giga starts to run away and the Phaganax lands one more bite on it before retreating. The Giga is on the brink of death, but it continues, pursuing our Phaganax, chasing them away. They begin running back to the beach. They are badly hurt, and within one bite, they could be dead. With blood flying out like candy of a piñata, they are still running full force. Thankfully, they both make it back safely, but severely wounded. But even in this state, they decide to turn back. They need this food. They need to kill this Giga, not just for their hunger, but for revenge. They begin sneaking their way up the beach, making their way up back to the hill where the Giga once was. If they can sneak up this hill quietly and ambush the Giga, they will surely win this fight. But the Giga has already outsmarted them. While the Saurophaganax are making their way up the hill for their ambush, the Giga was already making its way around the other side of the beach. The Giga slowly walked, carefully and cautiously walking slow, making its way behind the Phaganax group. For if it makes too much noise, it will spoil its position. If this Giga wasn't so weak from the prior fight, it would rush in right now and tear our Phaganax to shreds. But it just watches from a distance. Our pair is beginning to pick up prints in the scent of the Giga. Instead of the Giga running into attack, it chooses to lay down and heal. This is a poor decision for it, though. Step after step they take, they can feel the smell getting stronger and stronger. They can smell the Giga's blood. The Giga hears a roar. It's our Saurophaganax group. They are closing in. Just before the Giga has enough time, our Saurophaganax rushes in, biting it in the head, ripping it to shreds, and finally killing it. After all this time, all this battle, all this struggling, they have finally have a true victory. They begin digging into the Giga, taking chunks of flesh off it, filling their hunger. They roar one of the most epic roars they've ever done before. Victory. They have done it. The Giga is dead. And this ends the story for now of our two Saurophaganax. Thank you everyone who's made it to the end of this video. I put a lot of work into this. This took a lot of time. If you'd enjoyed it and you want to see more stories about the Saurophaganax, let us know at Cakespotates. This is your boy, Fry Potato. I loved making this video and I hope you guys love it too. And I'll catch you on the next one. Peace out, y'all.